Bal Vikas SSE Spiritual Education SSE Teacher Training 101. This is the most basic, most fundamental teacher training, and I think once you get this, everything else falls in place. The crux for me of the entire Bal Vikas SSE spiritual education movement is built on the 5 pillars of the 5 human values: Satya, truth; Dharma, right action; Shanti, peace; Prema, love; Ahimsa, non-violence. And all 5 human values are inherent in all of us, including the children that we teach. We are born with it, so hence we cannot teach it. The process is educare or educare, that is, bringing out from within. All that happens in a class is a process of bringing out from within the child, not to impart anything to them. It's not an education program. It's an educare program. It's really a soccer or a football game. It's the inner battle, the Kurukshetra, between the 5 human values and the 6 cardinal sins or enemies. What are the 6 cardinal sins? Sort of 6 cardinal sins. Kam, lust or desire; Krodh, anger; Lobh, greed; Moh, attachment; Ahankar, it's pride, ego; Madmasya, there are 7 now, envy and jealousy. Choose which side are you on, first of all, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is Pandavas and Kauravas, the good and the bad, the good and the evil. All of us have these 2 allegorical characters: higher consciousness or consciousness and the monkey mind. They're like sitting on our shoulders. They both say their thing. They're 2 voices. I'm saying primarily 2 voices. It's up to us. It is our choice to choose whichever voice we choose to choose. And that's called the free will. I have the freedom. Both voices are there. It's up to me to listen to and follow whichever voice I want. And that defines my values, my character. And whatever I repeatedly do defines my personality and seals my future. We all want to know our future, isn't it? But the future is full of possibilities. Possibilities based on what I sow my seeds today, and also what I have to reap based on the seeds I've sown in the past. Prarabdha karma. My today is the sum of all of the past lifetimes. I carry the burden of all my karmas today. So the present moment is most powerful. Everything happens in the Kurukshetra battle of this present moment. I cannot do anything in the past, and certainly I cannot do in the future. Whatever happened in the past is past. I cannot fix it. I cannot change it. Future doesn't exist. It hasn't even unfolded yet. The only thing, the only time that is useful is here and now. So when we are teaching our children, so to speak, in the SSE spiritual education as a teacher or a guru, Bal Vikas guru, there are 5 teaching techniques. It's roughly 5. The components are silent sitting or meditation, storytelling, quotation or affirmations, some sort of an activity, storytelling, and then there is one more important piece, and that is life application. Life application actually is the most important component, which happens after the class, which doesn't happen in the class, but you can bring that back from your previous class. That, hey, what was the life application? That's a very good way to start a class. What was the life application? And remember, people will forget, so you have to be kind and gentle. It's a process. But people don't think that whatever happens in the class stays in the class. It's something that we kind of ferment. over the week by picking up just one thing from the class, maybe, and then practicing it, living it, understanding it, ruminating over it, discussing it, teaching others, sharing with others, and so forth. So it is up to the teacher how to make these 5 teaching techniques fun and accessible based on group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, the age group, and you become one with them. With the child, be a child. With the younger person, be a younger person. With an older person, be an older person. You become their friend. And it is so much fun. And the best way to learn is to teach. You learn all of these values by becoming a teacher. And you help the kids learn these values when they actually share or teach to others. And they go back home, they can share it. They can also teach components of it in future classes. And then you take a back seat. They gain so much confidence and you learn so much from them, their perspective, and allow them to make mistakes. Don't be hard on yourself and themselves. Be who you are. Some people are very format oriented. Some are very free thinkers. Some like structure, some don't. That is your personal choice. If it helps you have boundaries and structure in your class, follow that. If you're like me, I don't like boundaries. I don't like rules and regulations. I'm a free bird. Then I just go with the flow and see how it goes. You don't have to have all 5 components in any particular order in each class. But generally, make sure that you have all those components. And do not forget the value of meditation, whether you do it for 2 minutes or 4 minutes or 10 minutes. That is the only spiritual component in a Bal Vikas or SSE class. Do not discount the power of meditation. Do not run away from it. And don't make it religious. It must take place in every single class. Don't make anything religious. That's the way I think. Ask the kids what they want to do. Imagine there are 5 things in a class of the 5 components. It doesn't have to be in the same particular order, A, then B, then C, then D, then E. Then it becomes very linear, deterministic, and people get bored, like, oh, great, now it's going to be this time. Let it be fun. Hey, what do you want to do? Hey, you want to do an activity first? Okay, you can start with an activity. And there's always, there can be a song or a bhajan. Sure, you can start with that. Why does it have to be 1? It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4. It can be most of the class. Sometimes kids want meditation. You will be surprised. They want to be silent sometimes. It's very rare, but it happens. Allow that to take place. And sometimes kids want to discuss, debate. Let the entire class be filled with it, if necessary. And when kids get bored, you will know it. Switch. There's so much variety in terms of components or pillars of SSE. Sometimes kids want to tell stories or listen to stories and then bring that component into the class. Sometimes kids want some activities. Obviously, you would have come with some sort of an activity. Usually that is the core of the class. People want to do something. And sometimes the activity can be just being outdoors. Having a class outdoors itself is an activity. Kids love it, weather permitting. To have a class under a tree, on a grass, just a change of pace, change of scenario. Sometimes you want to, instead of facing the class this way, you can face the class that way. It just changes things around. Whatever you can do given your circumstances. Kids have to be interested. Make your classes interesting. Use computers, sound, television. Come with props, games, activities. Make it interesting. Make it fun. Learning has to be fun and interesting. The kids should want to come. Make it so interesting that let that be the most important, most fun, most desirable, most exciting part of the week. It was for me when I was a teacher. I look forward to it. And I learned so much from the kids. And I want to close it with one thing I learned from one of the kids who learned it from his grandmother. He said that this is what Baba had to say about 3 ohms. He said, when you say the first ohm, Baba says that I've gotten up from my chair. And when you say the second ohm, Baba has started to walk towards you. And when you say the third ohm, Baba has arrived where you are. So don't rush through your 3 ohms. Take your time. As a matter of fact, you're giving time for Baba to come to you. And after the 3 ohms, you know that Baba is with you in your class. It's that powerful. Sairam. And follow your inner voice. Baba is there guiding you. Don't be afraid to have fun, be a bit of buffoon, clown around, and be willing to experiment and make mistakes and make the program new, better, different, following your truth, following your heart, following the voice of Baba in your heart. I love me and I love you. Wish you all luck.